got an update for our Philadelphia 76ers fans on Joel Embiid's injury. Joel Embiid will be reevaluated 2 weeks from the day of from Saturday, because this is when the article was announced or released. So the article was released Saturday. So from Saturday, 2 weeks later. So that's when he will be reevaluated. In case people are not aware of Joel Embiid's injury, he suffered this injury against the Washington Wizards when he went for a dunk, and when he came down, he landed very awkwardly on his knee. Nate will put the video down below. If you guys aren't into graphic stuff, I suggest not watching this. But when he came down, it didn't look too good on his knee. Um, Good news is though good news is he avoided ACL tears or meniscus tears, which I think is very good, because that would have been, I think, a season-ending injury. But right now, all really is a bruised bone, I think, a bruised knee bone, which he avoided a major injury right there. So that's some good news for Philadelphia 76ers fans. And he was having a pretty good game that day, Nate, too. He had 23 points. He went 8 for 11 shooting. He had 7 rebounds, 3 assists, and 2 blocks in 20 minutes. And then he caught a pass from Tobias Harris, and that's when the dunk happened. He hyperextended his knee with 6 minutes and 20 seconds remaining in the third quarter. So it looked like he was on pace for like a 30-point game, maybe even 40 points if he would have went off the fourth quarter. But yeah, you really hate to see somebody like this get hurt. So, let me start with this, Nate, first, since I'm already on. And before I say anything else, I just want to say that the source for this was Ramona Shelburne and Adrian Wojnarowski, ESPN reporters. So let me start off with this first, Nate. These 2 weeks are going to be extremely hard for the Sixers. They're going to be extremely hard. And I don't know who, but a couple guys on that team are going to have to step up. Okay, now I know that most likely the starting center for the Philadelphia 76ers is probably going to be Dwight Howard. And don't get me, Dwight Howard, he's not the same player that he used to be. We all know this, We're not going to be asking Dwight Howard to put up 30, 10, and 5. You know what I'm saying? It's just not going to happen. But I'm expecting a lot of other guys to step up too. I'm expecting the game plan to be a lot different. Obviously, I feel like it's going to go mainly through Ben Simmons when he plays. I'm trying to think about it. Tobias Harris is obviously going to have a bigger role. And the bench too, guys that are coming off the bench. Like I don't know if he is, but Maurice Steibule or Shake Milton. I think those guys need to start having some big games as well, considering the fact that Joel Embiid's not here. People are gonna have to step up, The game plan is going to be a lot different, because before Joel Embiid, that's who everybody was looking at. He was the MVP caliber player this year. He was in the top 3, in my opinion, for MVP. But after these 2 weeks that he's going to be missing, obviously it's going to really affect his MVP case, and it's going to affect the 76ers too, because now they don't got to focus on that MVP caliber player. And so I'm expecting a lot. I'm expecting this offense to go mainly through Ben Simmons, to be real with you. Okay, but everybody else got to step up. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's no room for error at this point. When you lose an MVP caliber player like this, there's no room for error. It's like, put it this way, it's like if the Lakers lose Anthony Davis, right? And you see how bad they struggled in the beginning, and then I think the Lakers are finally starting to pick up a little bit of a stride. I think they're starting to figure out like their woes a little bit. Like, it doesn't, like, their losses don't look too, like, they haven't been losing as much as they were in the beginning of the process of Anthony Davis's injury. It's the same thing with the Sixers. I expect if I were to predict, I think it's going to start slow. I think they're going to start losing a few games. And then I think they're going to start figuring out exactly what they're doing wrong. And I think they're going to correct it. But again, you're going to tell this is not going to be the same 76ers team that it is with Joel Embiid. Joel Embiid, I think, is the centerpiece of that team. And you take away Joel Embiid, and it's going to be very, very hard for the 76ers to end up making a run. But again, we always say it, man, next man up, and you got to survive the next 2 weeks. You know what I'm saying? You got to get into survival mode. So whoever's up, next man up, you guys got to perform. It's simple as that. Okay, I know Doc Rivers is expecting that same thing too. He's been a long time coach in this league for very, very long. He's expecting his team. He knows how good Joel Embiid is. He knows nobody can put up those MVP numbers, but he's expecting the next man up to perform. It's as simple as that, and they got to do it. So, I mean, with that being said, going back to Joel Embiid, I hope that when the 2 weeks come, I hope when they reevaluate it, he's clear to compete. He's cleared to come back on the court and actually ball out, because the 76ers definitely need Joel Embiid. What concerns me about this injury is that Joel Embiid, in the beginning of his career, had a lot of injury problems, and for the past few years, really didn't see those injury problems. Like, he was hurt a little bit, but it wasn't anything too serious. And this doesn't look too serious. It's like a knee bruise. Not bone knee bruise. I'm sorry, a bruised bone knee. A bruised knee bone. Oh my God, I can't speak today, Nate. I can't speak today. A bruised knee bone. That's what it is. It could have been a lot worse. Could have been a torn ACL. Could have been a torn meniscus, whatever. But no damage was suffered to the ACL or meniscus, which is very good. So after these 2 weeks, I hope he can bounce back. I hope this injury isn't going to take a toll on him, and I hope that he can end up going back to an MVP caliber season. Because let me tell you something, Joel Embiid has been very entertaining in his MVP caliber season this year. And so, with that being said, I wish him the best of luck, and I wish the 76ers the best of luck.
Yeah, as do I. Well, I don't wish too much of the Sixers the best of luck, only because I'm a Celtics fan. Damn, guys just keep on stealing our spotlight. But anyway, some things are a lot more than basketball. So I do wish Joel Embiid the best of luck. Yeah, I mean, I absolutely agree, and I was just gonna get to that too. I was gonna compare this to the Anthony Davis situation where I said that this is gonna hit him pretty hard, and it's the same situation here. That's even, he's gonna be reevaluated in 2 weeks, but that's even if he's able to play. If he's able to play, then the Sixers are gonna go back to what they were doing. So I'm gonna tell you something, man. I doubted the Sixers this year. I mean, the last couple of years they've been a playoff team, but they weren't a flashy one. They were just barely getting in and just boom, early playoff exits. It's just what it's always been with them the last few years. So I kind of doubted them. I was like, you know what? Yeah, they got Doc Rivers, but yeah, let's doubt them anyways. But they shut me up. They're first in their division, and they're first in the East. And you know what? They're doing a really good job what they're doing. But now Joel Embiid's out, that's going to be a very, very big issue for them. And like you said, they need to survive the next couple of weeks. And I'm going to be honest, it's going to be very, very difficult. Especially you got teams like the Brooklyn Nets, the Bucks are still out there. Even though the Celtics aren't playing to their highest potential, the Celtics are still a threat in a way. You know what I mean? So you got to watch out for those other teams as well. Um, and other teams too in their schedule. But with that being said, you did cover basically everything. Um, I do hope that Joel Embiid's able to play and return to his MVP caliber because we hate to see athletes get injured. It's just really tough, especially for athletes that are having MVP seasons. It just really sucks. Um, so with that being said, good luck to Joel Embiid. Best of luck to him in his reevaluation, and I hope he's able to get on the court soon.